Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Beast. Pretty sure it's episode 5. This is not the first time I've recorded this episode, so it's kind of hard to keep track. If you recall, last time we started pumping lava, and I really haven't done anything. In that regard, I did get a quarry set up, and it's in a Mistcraft age. I learned Mistcraft, and the reason I'm re-recording this episode is because I learned it while I was recording, and it ended up being like a really bad tutorial. So I decided I would just spare everybody that, and I just redo the episode. So before we get going on this, I want to give, I don't want to say a shout out. I want to say thanks to all the new subscribers. I probably almost doubled in the last few days. And thanks to the old subscribers, all the viewers. It lets me know that I'm doing something right, or maybe really wrong. Who knows? Anyhow, so first of all, that bug with Buildcraft engines, pumps, and endless water pools, it's still a thing. All of this blew up and I had to rebuild it. So I want to say that the border of this is a chunk. So if I go wandering around and come back, it no longer is infinite and it starts actually draining it. So I decided to go ahead and refine some fuel since I'm going to be using this stuff for power for at least a little while longer. So I'm still just going to use 2 engines. I'm not in a real big hurry. I'm ready to get working on forestry, and I've done some beekeeping. I've done enough beekeeping that my quarry found bees, and I put them in an apiary that I stole from the villagers. So I didn't even craft that thing. I stole one. I figured, what the hell, I'll put some bees in it. They do their thing. Every once in a while I run by and replace the drone and princess. They collect that rocky comb stuff. I'm not sure what it does, but we have 22 of them. And I had a dilemma. I always considered this place kind of temporary. In fact, the map is really temporary because as soon as red power is released, we have to generate new terrain to get rubies and stuff. So that's going to be a start, like a do-over, for me anyway. I'm not going to show all the boring stuff on camera or during a video, but that was always my plan. So I wanted to kind of move away from here, but I just decided what I'll do is I made a filler. I need to make some flat areas, so I need to do some terraforming, probably knock out a bunch of these trees, and just make a nice open space where I can put like a peat farm and tree farms and stuff like that. So I've got the quarry in here. I actually made this age, and I didn't make it specifically for a quarry. It just seemed like a pretty good place to put one, since you know, who cares if the landscape gets disrupted or defiled. So this has been running for a while. I think it's probably about 75 or 80% done. Probably going to take a few more hours. So I was looking at the thermal expansion mod. By the way, if anybody wants a quick primer on Mistcraft, I can do it. Let me know in the comments. I was looking at thermal expansion, and there's a thing called a pulverizer, but you don't get dust. There's a powered furnace, which is this one. It's not really that tough to make once you realize that that's only redstone and gold. But this thing interfaces with Buildcraft power, as do all the thermal expansion machines. The funny thing, this is called a powered furnace, and the other one is an induction smelter. I don't know why they're not both called furnaces. This one, I mean, they're all basically pretty easy to make. I mean, once you make this thing, you've got your copper and all this other stuff. The induction smelter will smelt regular raw ores into, it doubles them. So rather than running through the macerator and then cooking them, if you cook them in a thermal expansion induction smelter, you get two of them. That does not interface with the dust because that would be a way to quadruple your ore, and I think that's they consider that kind of an exploit or something. So whoever made that, they made sure it didn't work like that, and that's cool with me. But if you are interested in using your stuff with buildcraft power rather than industrial craft power, that would be the way to go. And combustion engines blow up. All of those engines blow up. I don't think peat engines or biofuel or whatever blows up, so that may be an answer for that. So let me I don't really have landmarks. I think I did. Here we go. I'll tell you what, let's do this. Let's I don't really want to do the filler thing during the video because I'm assuming most people know how a filler works. So let's do this. Let's make one of those things. I know we're going to need gold, silver, maybe copper. This is everything from the new quarry, by the way. We're going to need some glass. And we're going to need some redstone. And I want to just make this thing straight away. So I probably ought to make like an automatic crafting table since there's no project table. I think that's part of red power. I love those project tables, man. I love those things. And that, what did I do? Okay. That messes me up sometimes. And I need a bucket and some sand. I thought I had an extra bucket I found in a dungeon somewhere. And some sand. How about that? Let's grab 4 of those. And I've never made one of these before. I just figured, what the hell. So, I'm not sure if the hoppers interface with this or not, but that's okay. Let's take these two. Let's just pop this right here just because you can actually configure what side does what. So obviously inputs, one of those is for sand, which I totally forgot that I needed. So let me grab a cobblestone. I'll actually just do that, and no, I don't want to do that. I need to block that so that I get the sand rather than having it get cooked in the glass. Anyhow, you can configure this, and since we're not going to hook any pipes up to it, this red is the output. So if we put a chest next to it, it'll come out on the red. Yellow is the byproduct output. Obviously these are inputs, and I don't know if the power just goes in wherever or what. I don't know. I don't think we need 2 yellows. We really probably don't even need the green since I'm going to put everything in there on my own. See, I think this is... So that thing has power. You can see your little power meter over here. We got some sand. And I'm sure this cooks faster if it gets more power. It's only getting 2 MJs, which I think my engines are producing 6 apiece. I'm not really positive. It'll tell you in the engine interface. So it'll actually do the thing. We get some slag. That's used for something. I'm not really that sure what, but I just wanted to kind of play around with this because it's an alternative to the industrial craft stuff. And since GregTech makes all the IC2 stuff a little more expensive, this might be an option for somebody instead of trying to make a macerator. I think there's a pulverizer that is part of thermal expansion, but yeah, but it doesn't put the stuff into dust. It puts it into something else. I forget what it is. So I don't really need the rest of that. I just wanted to check that out. So I guess I'm going to cook up a little bit of glass now. So the slag, I don't know if it'll show us what it's good for. Oh yeah, you can turn regular wool into unburnable wool. It'll catch on fire, but it doesn't really burn up. So this is just a byproduct. There may be something else you can do with it, but I really haven't done a lot of reading on it, so I'm not really sure. Let me see how long I've been at this. There's something I want to try out, and it's I don't even remember what the hell it's called. Let me look that thing up. I'll be right back. Welcome back. The other thing, it's called a magma crucible, and I normally wouldn't do this, but since I saw this thing and I wanted to check it out, I'm gonna just hack it in. I'll destroy it after this. I just wanted to wow, this takes forever with a stone pick. Alright, what the magma crucible does, it will actually turn blocks into magma. And I may have to take the blue side off of there because no, you can put the energy in wherever. Obviously it takes quite a bit of power. The max is 20 MJ, so make sure there's nothing too bad out here before I run over. Let me turn off my wireless pipe that's going to the Mistcraft Age. Actually, I can't do that because that goes to the same one. Alright, well these are taking 6, so that'll be 12. I guess I could hook it up out here and give it a little more power. Or let it build up. Anyway, this stuff turns blocks into lava. And I'm not sure how long it takes or how much power it has to have before it will start actually doing anything. I think it works with cobblestone. I don't know. Let me give this a minute to fill up, and then I'll be right back. Okay, well, I'm not sure if it started working because it got enough energy to complete one cycle, or if it's because I put a container next to it. It'll automatically kick out, and if I get rid of the container, can't tell if it's stopped or not. No, it's going. So maybe it was the power thing. I'm not really sure, but after it does its thing, it'll kick it out into that container there. So if you need to create lava, there you go. I believe it works with obsidian, smooth stone, and cobblestone. But you have cobblestone, you know, you have a ton of cobblestone from your quarries or whatever. So yeah, that thing has to get up to, I want to say it was around 20,000 before it actually started working. So the really cool thing about the thermal expansion things is you can change the inputs and outputs as you know, if you want. I don't have to have an output. Of course, there's nowhere for it to go. You can make your inputs on top, bottom, sides, whatever. So that's one really good thing about it is it's user defined. Obviously, nothing on the front. That's the only thing. It'll interact with redstone. You can tell it whether to respond if you cut the signal or give it a signal. You can turn off redstone altogether, and then obviously you have your, you know, stored energy, max power, all that stuff, what it's using. So we'll see when this starts kicking off. I wasn't paying attention because I put the tank over there as well. So I kind of wanted to set this up to see if it was like a viable option for if you had a build craft power and you needed industrial craft power, if this would make enough lava to run one of the generators. Yeah, once it gets up to 20,000, it kicks off. So, or maybe that's 20. I'm not really sure. That's really weird. Anyway, so that's going to make lava. If you need to make some, there you go. This is it's a pretty expensive machine. Not that it costs to craft, but the power requirements are pretty nuts. You need at least 3 combustion engines running on refined fuel to get anywhere near 20. So, unfortunately, that's just one of those things. So, maybe that'll suit your needs, maybe it won't. For me, the induction smelter, maybe, but I've already got a macerator, and my macerator does coal. I don't know if that pulverizer does coal or not. So that is an issue for me because I like to make diamonds since I'm not finding enough. So that is about going to do it. I really just kind of flew by the seat of my pants on this one. Um, Thanksgiving is coming up in a few days, so kill that pipe. So I'll either have a lot of time to get some stuff done in the world or no time. Also, if you notice, I did not need a wood pipe to get the stuff out of there. I also did not need a redstone engine, so that's good. Just, you know, take note. So let's do this. Just because I said I was going to. Let's see. I actually made the induction smelter. I did not make the crucible. So there you go. So that'll do it. If anybody has any suggestions on what we need to do besides forestry, let me know. I've been focusing more on the things that I've never played before. And when I set up all the build craft and industrial craft stuff, I just kind of, you know, blew through it because it's already, you know, it's already been done and I'm familiar with it. So if you need me to get any more in-depth in explaining any of that stuff, let me know. Or if we even need to do a full or quick tutorial on something, let me know. And we can do it. So that is what's happening. Look at all these bees I got. It's ridiculous. I crossbred, I think, and ended up with a couple of more. I'm not really sure how that happened, but they're different colors, so I don't know. I haven't gotten into beekeeping yet. I got to look and see what the centrifuge turns the honeycomb into. So that is going to do it. Thanks for watching. Thanks all the new subscribers. Thanks all the old subscribers. Thanks everybody. I'll see you next time.